Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So we wait for 2 more minutes as we are 31 plus, and after 2 minutes we will start. Okay, so now we have to start. So I think yesterday you have written these things. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let us discuss. So we start with one question so that interaction happens. So what is meant by semiconductor? Can anyone define? Semiconductor म्हणजे काय असतं? Semiconductor material. You can unmute yourself and explain. Anyone want to share?
A solid substance that allows heat or electricity to pass in a particular conduction.
Okay, so you are defining that, but with comparison, can you add something? So solid is there, it is right. So we are classifying the solids on which basis? Conductivity, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
actually you have given the answer and it is true. But if we consider semiconductor material, so the material is whose conductivity lies in between insulator and conductor, that is called as
Conductor.
semiconductor material. And in your explanation also you have added which is related to temperature condition also. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
हा, कारण का आपल्याला माहिती आहे की सेमीकंडक्टर मटेरियल्स जे आहेत तर त्याच्या प्रॉपर्टीज जे आहेत तर त्या टेम्परेचर नुसार सुद्धा चेंज होतात. ओके, so as this title gives you the idea or you can guess easily, it is related to semiconductor material we are dealing with. So what are the points? Classification of solids. So we are classifying the solid on the basis of band theory. So we have to understand first what is meant by formation of energy band. You know, you have studied it, valence band, conduction band, etc.
Yes,
but we have to understand that what exactly that valence band means, how it gets formed, what exactly conduction band means. Okay, then the new terms which are Fermi level, then Fermi Dirac probability distribution function, its equation we have to start with, then Fermi level in intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors, then effect of impurity concentration on this Fermi level and its derivation for intrinsic. Then next is Hall effect derivation. Hall effect म्हणजे काय, त्याचं derivation आहे mathematical derivation, and of course its applications, numericals based on the chapter. So when we consider this semiconductor material, so we are defining these solids on the basis of band theory, as I have told you. So what exactly it means? So just we can take help of this figure. So you know that if individual atom, if we consider, so nucleus at the center and electrons are revolving in certain permitted orbits. Depends upon that, we are defining that in terms of energy levels. So these energy levels are shown here, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1 or 3s2, depends upon its a partial or fully completion. So depends upon that material these levels gets occupied. So these things are related to a single isolated atom. Okay, so we can differentiate this into two parts. This left side is related to single isolated atom. Now let us consider another atom comes close to this previous one. Then what happens? They start interacting with each other. They start interacting means their energy levels are interacting with each other, or influence happens. Another atom if we consider, then another atom if we consider, so they are influencing with each other regarding the upper energy levels. So here if we add second atom, so its energy levels we have to consider. Okay, if we consider third atom, then its energy level, then fourth atom, once again we have to consider the energy level. So in this way, if we consider n number of atoms which constitute solids, सॉलिड कसं बनतं तर हे सगळे ॲटम जे आहेत त्यांच्या बॉन्ड्सने एकत्र येऊन टाइटली बाउंड असतात आणि सॉलिड फॉर्म होतो. तर जेव्हा आपण सॉलिड ॲज अ होल इफ वी कन्सिडर, then instead of single energy level for single atom, we are considering a set or series of energy levels, as I have shown you on LHS. For different atoms these levels splits into that number, and the set or series of these energy levels is nothing but called as energy band. Getting this? Okay, so you can show here also. So this set or series of energy level is nothing but our energy band. तर आपण जेव्हा व्हॅलन्स बँड किंवा कंडक्शन बँड असं म्हणतो तर ते म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय असतात? सो दे आर नथिंग बट सेट और series of energy levels. Getting this?
yes, yes, sir.
So before starting
Yes, sir.
the classification of solid, आपण solids ला क्लासिफाय करतो. कसं करतो तुम्हाला माहिती? हे तीन टाइप्स कुठले कुठले? तर इन्सुलेटर, सेमीकंडक्टर अँड कंडक्टर. ओके, तर याला आपण जेव्हा व्हॅलन्स बँड म्हणतो तर हा व्हॅलन्स बँड म्हणजे काय, तर इथं सेट ऑर सिरीज ऑफ एनर्जी लेवल्स आहेत. त्यानंतर कंडक्शन बँड म्हणजे काय, तर इथं सेट ऑर सिरीज ऑफ एनर्जी लेवल्स आहेत. ओके. देन about semiconductor, if we come back, then you know that semiconductor is divided into two types. Which one? Intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. Intrinsic means pure semiconductors. Extrinsic means impure semiconductors. They are further divided into two types. Kutle kutle? P-type semiconductor and N-type semiconductor. So how we can get P-type and N-type? So intrinsic semiconductor is a pure semiconductor, means their valency is 4, so they are sharing the electrons to complete the octet, and we are not getting free electrons at absolute zero or at absolute temperature. That's why they acts as an insulator. But at room temperature or above room temperature, we are getting free electrons. They are showing some conductivity, and that's why they are called as semiconductors. In extrinsic, we are adding impurity. The process is called as doping process, and depends upon that impurity doping, they are divided into two types. If we add trivalent impurity, then it becomes P-type. If we add pentavalent impurity, then it becomes N-type. Why we are calling it as an N-type? Because due to pentavalent impurity, we are getting one loosely bounded extra electron. So here majority charge carriers are electrons. In case of P-type, trivalent impurity means there is a deficiency of electron, means there is an absence of negative charge. That's why it becomes positive. We are calling it as a P-type. So deficiency of electron is nothing but hole. So everyone knows the concept of hole. Hole is nothing but deficiency of electron, means negative charge absence is nothing but we are considering as a positive charge or holes. So all these things we are revising there. Then next comes this figure where we are checking the levels formed due to impurity doping. Means you can see on the left side pink color diagram, that is for N type. तर याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही बघू शकताय, इथं आपण काय करतो, when we are adding this pentavalent impurity, then what happens, there is a formation of energy level which is called as donor level. So you can see here, which is called as donor level. So this donor level can be formed which is just below conduction band, and due to that these electrons are easily moving into the conduction band. We are getting majority charge carriers as a electrons. In this case, for P-type semiconductor, if we check, so we are adding trivalent impurity, and there is a formation of acceptor level which is just above valence band. So here majority charge carriers are holes, and we are using these levels to understand the Fermi level, जो आपला next point असणार आहे. So for that we have to discuss these things in detail, and as usual you know these things, insulators, semiconductors and conductors. तर इथं आपण ती बँड थिअरी वापरतोय, म्हणजे काय की आपण डायरेक्ट काय करतो, फिगर्स काढतो, व्हॅलन्स बँड, कंडक्शन बँड, बँड गॅप दाखवतो आणि समजून घेतो किंवा एक्सप्लेन करतो ते. पण हा व्हॅलन्स बँड म्हणजे तर काय, so this valence band is nothing but the valence energy levels, these are there, and this is nothing but valence band. Conduction band is nothing but the empty energy levels above valence band, and these energy levels or this set or series is nothing but called as conduction band. So the materials which are having wide energy band gap are nothing but insulators. The semiconductors are the materials which are having energy band gap less as compared to insulators, and conductors are nothing but what is there? There is a overlapping. Is it correct?
Yes.
Overlapping.
Yes, sir.
आता इथे सुद्धा आपण ओव्हरलॅपिंग म्हणतो म्हणजे काय? So these are valence energy levels. Okay, these are valence energy levels, and these are conduction energy levels, and they are mixed such that there is a overlapping. त्यामुळेच आपण त्याला काय म्हणतो तर ओव्हरलॅपिंग म्हणतो. म्हणजे हा जो पोर्शन आहे तर इथं काय असतं हे एकमेकाला मिक्स्ड झालेले असतात. म्हणून इथं आपण काय करतो एनर्जी बँड गॅप हे इथं एक्झिस्टन्स मध्येच येत नाही. ओके, so I hope that some points are clear to you. Then after these basic things we have to consider one derivation for Fermi level in intrinsic semiconductor, and then the last one, that is Hall effect, and then we have to move to the second one. तर Hall effect म्हणजे काय ते in short सांगतो. So Hall effect is nothing but when we are considering a specimen, that is for example in our case semiconductor material, and if we apply electric and magnetic field perpendicular to each other. Okay, so if we apply electric field in one direction and the magnetic field perpendicular to electric field, then what happens? Then potential difference gets produced which is perpendicular to both electric and magnetic field. Okay, so this potential difference is called as Hall voltage, and this effect is called as Hall effect. यालाच आपण काय म्हणतो हॉल इफेक्ट म्हणतो. म्हणजे काय तर एखादं सॅम्पल आपण किंवा स्पेसिमन घेतलं त्याला जर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड अप्लाय केलं मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड त्याला परपेंडिक्युलर अप्लाय केलं तर परपेंडिक्युलर टू बोथ. म्हणजे जर आपण इथे बघितलं consider this one. So if we consider the axis system, x-axis electric field, y-axis magnetic field, then what is remaining? Z-axis. So along this direction this potential difference gets produced. तर हा जो इफेक्ट आहे त्यालाच आपण हॉल इफेक्ट म्हणतो. पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स जे डेव्हलप होतं त्याला आपण हॉल व्होल्टेज असं म्हणतो. So there is a mathematical steps and derivation for that. So we have to define the current, then magnetic field, then it's a force which is Lorentz force, and we have to go in the detail that how they are balancing each other and we are getting the voltage and its applications of course. So we will see all these things in our first chapter. Now let us move to the second one. So everyone is having notebook and you can give heading next line unit number 2 crystallography. Unit number 2 crystallography, and write down these points which are syllabus points. That is 2.1, then 2.2 and 2.3. So take your time and complete the write up. Don't make spelling mistake and write it perfectly. एवढंच लिहायचंय, हे बाकीचं लिहायची गरज नाहीये. Is it visible to you clearly? Slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So complete this write up, then we will just go for that. So I will read it and you continue your write up. First point is introduction to crystal systems. Then we have to check different characteristics of cubic unit cell. त्यामध्ये 6 characteristics आहेत. कुठल्या कुठल्या त्या? Number of atoms per unit cell, first one. Second is atomic radius, then coordination number. Fourth is atomic packing factor. Fifth is white space and density of crystal. तर या 6 characteristics आहेत जे आपल्याला चेक करायचे आहेत. Then next point is symmetry elements, means we have to check the symmetry of crystalline material by considering center axis and plane. The next point is Bragg's law, one small equation or derivation we have to check. Then Miller indices regarding planes of crystalline material, and one derivation is there for interplanar distance, which is using Miller indices, and of course numericals on this chapter. So everyone write these points. So if you consider some of the chapters, so some points you have studied already. So we are starting from the basic for each and every chapter. Then new point comes. We have to focus on each and every point during discussion. So when it is over, tell me so that we can continue discussion.
Over, sir.
Okay. So when we are considering this each and every point, so it is important to discuss the syllabus points in summary manner, so that you can get the idea that our subject includes which subpoints or sub branches, and you can track the things that how many points get completed or how much syllabus percentage we have covered. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So as usual, I start with one question. So you try to give the answer. That what is the difference between crystalline material and amorphous material? Can anybody want to share? Crystalline material आणि amorphous material मधला फरक. So you can explain in English, Marathi, no problem. Unmute yourself and give the answer. Maybe it is right, wrong. Don't worry about that. Anybody?
Crystals have regular arrangement and amorphous do not have regular arrangement.
Okay, good. So when we are considering this chapter title, so
Crystalline solid have sharp melting point,
okay,
and amorphous solid substance is not sharp melting point.
okay. So if we consider the title from that, you can guess that we are dealing with the study of crystalline material. Its name is crystallography. So here, when we consider the solid material, so it gets divided into, when we consider the state of matter, then it gets divided into three types, that is solid, liquid, and gaseous. Plasma state is also there, and depends upon its orientations, we are differentiating that. If you consider the solid, they are rigid, fixed shape, and fixed volume. In case of liquid, they are having only fixed volume, not rigid and no fixed shape. For gaseous, nothing is fixed. So for solid material, if we come to the differentiation, then we are divided that into two types, crystalline solid and amorphous solid. So as you have given the answer, it is correct one. First is definition, and second is depends upon property. Their melting points or other things are there. They are also correct. So crystalline materials are the materials which are having three-dimensional regular periodic arrangement of atoms. And if you see the figure amorphous, you can easily judge that they are having irregular or a random arrangement of atoms. So depends upon these, we are differentiating material. Now further, these crystalline solids are also divided into different types, depends upon the orientation of atoms three-dimensionally. Okay. So if we go to the next slide, so you can see here different types are there. Maybe you know these things, that is 7 systems of crystal, which are depends upon lattice parameters, and the 7 systems of crystal are further divided into 14 types. त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो, Bravais lattices. These Bravais lattices are depends upon the position of atoms in unit cell. So in our case, for our syllabus, we have 3 terms ज्याच्यावर आपण कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन करणार आहोत. कुठल्या कुठल्या? So cubic crystal, out of 7, one term is there which is cubic crystal, and that cubic crystal further divided into 3 subtypes. Which one? Simple cubic, body centered cubic structure, and face centered cubic structure. In short, we are saying SC, BCC, and FCC structure. So what is the difference? You can see here this simple cubic, if we check, so they are having 8 corner 8 atoms. For BCC, 8 corner 8 atoms and 1 body centered atom. Then FCC, 8 corner 8 atoms, and each center of face is having 1 extra atom. So when we consider these things, then you have to first check that what is meant by this crystalline material. So this is nothing but a single unit cell. Okay, and this unit cell gets repeated to form the crystal material. For example, you can take example of construction of wall. Okay, construction of wall, in that we are using bricks. Okay, आपण काय करतो, bricks use करतो, आणि bricks म्हणजे विटा use करतो आणि wall construct करतो. So if we consider one brick which is having certain dimensions, okay, dimension means it's a length, breadth, height, and it's a angle orientation. So once we know that this brick gets repeated to form the wall. So similarly, in our case, a single unit cell we have to consider first, and the same unit cell gets repeated to form the crystalline material. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. तर ती जी युनिट सेल आहे, तर तीच काय करते, 3 डायमेन्शनली रिपीट होते, आणि ती रिपीट होऊन जसं वॉल कन्स्ट्रक्ट करतो आपण युजिंग ब्रिक्स, सेम वे that unit cell gets repeated 3 dimensionally to form the crystal structure. So in our syllabus we are concentrating hereafter on these 3 types. ठीक आहे. आता तुम्ही म्हणाल की हे 7 टाइप्स आहेत, हे डिफरन्शिएट कसे केले, तर इथे तुम्ही काही पॅरामीटर्स बघू शकताय ज्याला आपण काय म्हणतो लॅटिस पॅरामीटर्स. सो लॅटिस पॅरामीटर्स आर नथिंग बट intercepts and interfacial angles. For cubic system, what is condition? A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. So that is a simple condition. When these conditions gets changed, means orientations get changed, they are divided into different types, that are 7 types. Okay, then these 3 terms are having 6 characteristics. मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की सिंपल क्यूबिक स्ट्रक्चर जे आहे ते 6 कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आपल्याला बघायचे. इथे हेडिंग तुम्ही लिहिले आता कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ क्यूबिक युनिट सेल. तर या कुठल्या कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आहेत? तर पहिली आहे नंबर ऑफ ॲटम्स पर युनिट सेल, त्यानंतर ॲटॉमिक रेडियस, तिसरा आहे कोऑर्डिनेशन नंबर, देन ॲटॉमिक पॅकिंग फॅक्टर. ॲटॉमिक पॅकिंग फॅक्टर म्हणजे काय? तर त्या युनिट सेलमध्ये ॲटम्सनं किती जागा ऑक्युपाय केलेली आहे. How much space gets occupied by atoms in that unit cell is nothing but atomic packing factor. आता उरलेली जी जागा आहे त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो empty space, or it is called as void space. So that we have to check. Then density of that crystal. Next comes symmetry elements. तर हे जे युनिट सेल आहेत याची जी सिमेट्री आहे तर ती सेंटर, ऍक्सिस आणि प्लेन असे वेगवेगळे पॅटर्न्स पकडून आपण ती डिफाइन करतो. Then comes Bragg's law, which gives us the equation for interplanar distance. So all these things we have to check in detail. Now we move to the next one, that is give heading unit number 3, sound engineering. So in this case there are 2 types or 2 parts. One is acoustics, second is ultrasonic. So first of all I request you to write these terms. So continue write up 3.1, give acoustics heading. And of course it is a subheading. तुम्ही खालच्या लाईनलाच हे लिहून 2 डॉट करून कंटिन्यू करू शकता. Acoustics, it's a point. Then 3.2 acoustics once again. Then 3.3 ultrasonic heading and it's a points. So everyone can write these things. So new words and new terms are there. Maybe you have or may not be you have heard about this. So acoustics is the heading in that first introduction. Then reverberation, time of reverberation. Then absorption coefficient, we have to define it. One equation or formula is there which is called as Sabin's formula. And basic requirements for acoustically good hall, we have to check. Then next is 3.2. In that, what is the point? Factors affecting acoustics of auditorium and their remedies. Then we move to the next part, that is ultrasonic. In that, what are the points? Introduction, piezoelectric effect and magnetostriction effect. By using, we are producing these ultrasonic waves. The next properties of ultrasonic waves, its detection methods and applications. So one by one, you complete the write-up, and then in short, we will discuss this. And I hope that all 47 students are writing these things sincerely. Physically, I cannot check each and every one, but I have trust that everyone is sincerely writing these things, because this notebook we have to check afterwards. And when you are writing something, then you can easily recall it. Once you write, then you can connect it in better manner. So after completion, please tell me so that we may continue.
लिहिलं सर.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I will ask that question in second part. Anyways, so we will start. So acoustics means what? Acoustics is nothing but science of sound. ठीक आहे, ध्वनिशास्त्र आपण त्याला म्हणू शकतो. तर science of sound means what? So origin of sound, then propagation of sound through the medium, and auditory sensation of sound by the listener or audience is nothing but acoustics. So if we consider the example like classroom or theater or auditorium, so maybe you have experienced these things, that when we are enjoying any speech or musical program, then we cannot get the sound energy clearly or perfectly. Echo like sound or disturbed sound or multiple reflected sound we can receive. Maybe
Yes,
you have
sir.
experienced. So that is due to bad acoustical conditions of that hall or auditorium or theater. Okay, in case of theater also, if you observe carefully, on the walls of the or side walls of the theater, there are some dotted tiles. Okay, that dotted tiles we are calling it as a acoustic tiles. So they are purposefully fitted there. Okay, तुम्ही ऑब्झर्व केलं असेल की असे डॉट्स असलेल्या टाइल्स तिथं वापरलेले असतात. तर त्याच्या मागचं रिझन आहे स्पेसिफिक. सो वी हॅव टू मेंटेन द reflection and absorption of sound at optimum level. That's why we are using different things. Okay, so all these things we have to consider when we construct a big hall or theater, or even in the classroom also. In the classroom also you can observe or experience the things. So that we have to check. We start with the reverberation and reverberation time. तर हे रिव्हर्बरेशन म्हणजे काय प्रकार आहे ते आपल्याला चेक करायचं. सो रिव्हर्बरेशन इज नथिंग बट मल्टिपल रिफ्लेक्शन्स फ्रॉम द डिफरंट पार्ट ऑफ द हॉल. Then absorption coefficient. Then based upon all these concepts, one scientist, that is Wallace Sabin, so he put one formula to define the optimum reverberation time for best or good quality sound energy reflection. So basic requirements we have to check for acoustically good hall. And one big point we have to deal with all are descriptive things, that is factors affecting acoustics of auditorium. असे कुठले फॅक्टर्स आहेत की जे acoustics जे आहे ऑडिटोरियमचे त्याला अफेक्ट करतात. अँड देअर रिमेडीज म्हणजे काय, त्याच्यावरचे उपाय, म्हणजे आपण त्याला how we can avoid or minimize that thing, that we have to check. So from this figure you can get some inputs, that if you see this is a classroom, faculty is delivering lecture, students are listening, and this faculty is speaking. So that is a direct sound from the source and reflected sound from different parts of the classroom. Means floor is there, ceiling is there, and front and back side walls. So you can see here multiple reflections of sound waves directly from the source of the sound and multiple reflections from different parts of the hall. So this is nothing but called as reverberation, multiple reflections. That is called as reverberation. So that we have to check. Then next comes, that is ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves म्हणजे काय, तर एक साऊंड वेव्हची रेंज आहे. ठीक आहे. सो नाउ आय आस्क वन क्वेश्चन टू यू, that what is human audible range? Can anybody want to share? Human audible range किती असते?
20 hertz to 20,000 hertz.
Yes, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz or 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz तुम्ही म्हणू शकता. So that is human hearing range. Now the range of sound waves which are above 20 kilohertz is called as ultrasonic waves, or it is also called as supersonic waves. Okay, so just give me 2 minutes. Okay, so the waves which are above human audible range, that is 20 kilohertz, are called as ultrasonic waves or supersonic waves. Then we consider the below range also, that is below human audible range, that is below 20 hertz. If we consider, then it is called as infrasonic waves. Means the sound waves which are below 20 hertz are called as infrasonic waves. So all this we are discussing to understand what is meant by human audible range and ultrasonic waves. What are the examples? You know that bat is using echo acoustics for food and direction. Then next is dolphin. You have maybe seen or heard that these dolphins are also sending the pulsating signals in supersonic wave range for food and this messaging purpose. Then we have, that is by using nature, we have copied the nature and formed the submarines, and using sonar technique, that is sound navigation and ranging technique, to find the enemies or enemies activity and other things inside the seawater. Okay, are you getting these things?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक आहे. So these ultrasonic waves are there. आता अल्ट्रासोनिक वेव्स मध्ये काय काय बघतो आपण, तर इंट्रोडक्शन म्हणजे आता जे आपण डिस्कस केलं, त्यानंतर असे काही इफेक्ट की ज्याचा वापर करून आपण काय करतो, अल्ट्रासोनिक वेव्स प्रोड्यूस करतो. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोडक्शन मेथड ऑफ अल्ट्रासोनिक वेव्स. कुठले इफेक्ट आहेत, तर मॅग्नेटोस्ट्रिक्शन इफेक्ट अँड पिझोइलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट. देन नेक्स्ट इज प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अल्ट्रासोनिक वेव्स. याच्या प्रॉपर्टीज आपल्याला बघायच्या आहेत. त्यानंतर सिंपल डिटेक्शन मेथड्स कुठल्या आहेत की ज्याचा वापर करून आपण त्या मीडियम मध्ये अल्ट्रासोनिक वेव्स प्रेझेंट आहेत का नाही ते चेक करतो. अँड ऑफ कोर्स ऍप्लिकेशन्स. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स वी हॅव टू डिस्कस. So what is the time right now? We have a few minutes. So what you can do, you can write the or instead of writing, you take screenshot and you can write afterwards, and next lecture I will give time to write also. So whatever you can decide. I will take the attendance, so we take 4-5 minutes for attendance. Meanwhile, if you want to write, you can write these things or you can take screenshot and write afterwards. It's your choice. पुढच्या लेक्चरला सुद्धा मी ही स्लाइड परत कंटिन्यू करतो, त्यामुळे त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला वेळ देतो मी लिहायला.
Sir,
हा,
can you send the notes of the all physical engineering on Telegram group of G division?
yes, of course. But what I have told you that after completion of that discussion, I will send that PPT. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Purposefully I am doing that. आता माझ्याकडे सगळा सेट आहे, तुम्हाला आता लगेच मी पाठवू शकतो. पण काय होतं, एकदा आपल्याकडे ते मटेरियल मिळालं आपल्याला की आपण थोडस रिलॅक्स होतो. आपल्याला काय वाटतं की आहे आपल्याकडे मटेरियल, आपण कधी उघडून बघू शकतो. तर त्याच्यासाठी मी काय करतोय, आपण प्रत्येक तुम्ही स्क्रीनशॉट काढून घ्या, थोडस जरा त्रास होऊ द्या आणि हे कंप्लीट करत जावा. आणि ती पीपीटी संपली किंवा ती पीडीएफ कॉपी संपली, मी तुम्हाला ती टेलिग्रामला पाठवतो. ठीक आहे. मी absent नंबर लिहून घेतो आणि कॉल करतो. प्रत्येकाला रिक्वेस्ट आहे, तुम्ही तुमचे जे रोल नंबर्स आहेत ते तुमच्या नावापुढे मेन्शन करा. नाहीतर इथं काय होतंय लक्षात येत नाही. सिक्वेन्स मध्ये तुम्ही इथं राहताय आणि मला पण हे सोपं जाते.
सर सर
हा बोला.
हे जे आपलं युनिट 1, 2, 3, 4 आहे हे कंटिन्युअसली एकदाच लिहून काढायचं का त्या चॅप्टर वाईज लिहून काढायचं?
नाही, आपण जाताना सिक्वेन्स मध्येच जाणार आहे, त्यामुळे काही प्रश्न नाही त्याचा. तुम्ही सिक्वेन्स मध्येच तो तसा सिक्वेन्स आहे तर तो मेंटेन करा. ठीक आहे. जर काही चेंजेस झाले इन फ्युचर, जर ऑनलाईन कंटिन्यू राहिलं तर मी तुम्हाला त्यानुसार इन्स्ट्रक्शन देतो. ओके.
ओके सर.
शक्यतो आपण सिक्वेन्स तसाच मेंटेन करतो. आपल्या सिक्वेन्स नुसारच जातो, पुढे मागं काही करत नाही. तुम्हाला त्यानुसार मी सांगेन. लास्टला कोण आहे? विशाल. तुमचा रोल नंबर माहिती आहे का? विशाल किसवे का?
हा सर.
किती नंबर आहे तुमचा?
35.
35. ठीक आहे. तुमच्या पुढे मेन्शन करा नाव पुढे.
हा सर.
Okay, so now just give me one more minute, then I will conclude. 56 आहेत. नंतर आदित्य, what is your roll number? आदित्य
19.
19. Okay. त्यानंतर 30 आहे. Okay, so I will call absent number. Roll number 7, 8, 13, 16, 18, 20, 31, 32, 34, 31, 32, 32 आहेत का विवेक?
सर
हा, 32 आहेत. नंतर 34, 36, 38, 41, नंतर 55 absent आहेत. Then 61, 62, 63, 64 आहेत का यातलं कोण? Okay, so everyone maintain your 100% attendance. It gives you both internal marks as per your attendance performance, and you can easily get the things during lecture than checking that video afterwards. Okay, so maybe you have written this. If not, then we will continue in our next lecture. Is it okay?
Okay.
ओके सर.
Okay, so thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
We will conclude today.